The local chapter of the nonprofit Wreaths Across America is gearing up for their annual ceremony of placing wreaths on the graves of service members this Saturday morning at the Iowa Veterans Cemetery in Van Meter. And joining us today is Patrick Palmersheim to tell us more about why this event is so important and how, as a community, we can continue to be involved. So, Patrick, so great to see you this morning. Thank you so much. We understand the wreaths have been officially delivered, but tell us more about the ceremony that's happening on Saturday.
Good morning, Jackie. And yes, very honored to be here to talk to you this morning. Yes, on Saturday at 11 o'clock, we will have a ceremony at the committal shelter, which, being as cold as what it's expected to be, will probably be very brief. And then after the ceremony, we will first send the family members out, so they will have the opportunity to put a wreath on their loved one's gravesite first. And then after that, the volunteers will help place the remaining wreaths. And before the family members put theirs out, we also have 8 ceremonial wreaths this year, where we've selected 8 family members for each branch of the service to put a wreath on their loved one's gravesite for that branch's service. So really looking forward to it. Like I say, this will be my 14th year to do it, and it's overwhelming to see the amount of the crowd we usually get out there.
Absolutely. Now, this is a national ceremony. This is how we celebrate and honor it here locally. But why is this so important to have the actual laying of the wreath on our veterans that have done so much for our country already?
Well, we have to remember our fallen veterans all the time for what they've done. And we have to honor those that are serving now and have served, and to teach our children about what they have done, veterans have done for our country. And it's just a value of our freedom, what they do for the veterans. In the spring, we have Memorial Day. In the fall, we have Veterans Day. And then at the holiday season, we have Wreaths Across America Day, National Wreaths Across America Day. This year, there's over 2,200 cemeteries that are doing this at the same time on the same day. So it's just amazing to see the outpouring of support we get for this.
Absolutely, and it's also
this year it's.
I was going to say, it's also an incredible visual. If you've never experienced it before, to see all those Christmas wreaths placed out there, it's an amazing visual. And we understand, you mentioned volunteers. Are there ways that community members can still be involved, including coming up this Saturday morning?
Yes, just be there. And I suggest that people get there early, because that's where we've had the problem in the past, is getting the cars up into that cemetery fast enough. In fact, there's been years when it's been 11:20, 11:30 before we start, because I believe it was 2 years ago, we had over 500 vehicles getting up into that cemetery with over 1,000 people. And we want to make sure everyone is there, because they want to be there, and let them get there before we start the services. And I realize it's going to be cold, so I suggest that if they get there, one thing, dress warm, and then they can just wait in their car until it gets closer to the time for the program to start, because it is going to be outside in the cold.
So heed that warning, everybody, but we want to make sure everyone can be there. But let's say they can't, for whatever reason. Is there still a way that people can give back and make a donation?
Yes. We've already started on next year's donation process. And Wreaths Across America came out with a program yesterday, so that people who donate between December the 18th and January the 14th, who send a check to us or make an online donation during that period of time, for every wreath that is donated during that time, Wreaths Across America will also donate a wreath. They'll match that wreath donation. So it's a very big project for us to help. This year we got 3,933 wreaths. Next year we're probably looking at about 4,500, which is looking at that. This year was about $58,000. Next year, we're probably looking at about $65,000 to purchase enough wreaths to have one for every gravestone. And that's our goal, is to have one for everyone that's interred at the cemetery. Even though there's actually about 6,200 people buried there, we only do, at the columbarium walls, we just do one wreath at the bottom of each vertical row. So the numbers kind of don't jive with the number of people buried there, but we honor every one of them.
So
And it's such an honor to do this.
Yeah, let's improve that next year by making that donation and having it matched by the national organization. Patrick, always appreciate you and everything you do. We will see you Saturday morning at 11 at the Iowa Veterans Cemetery in Van Meter. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Jackie.